President Trump's historic tax cuts have long been a target for many in the media.
Yes, from the beginning. But the positive economic news keeps piling up. The latest from the Commerce Department showing that American companies have brought approximately $1 trillion in overseas profits back to the United States since the bill was passed.
And here with the impact is Benchmark Investments managing partner Kevin Kelly. Kevin, why did the media get this so wrong?
Well, the media got it completely wrong because Democrats wanted 100% of nothing, right, which wouldn't have come back. They wanted to keep the effective tax rate at 35%, which prohibited U.S. companies from succeeding in the United States, while the Republicans were saying, hey, why don't we bring that money back to the United States and have it reinvest into our own economy? So with the Republicans, they got 100% of 15.5% of the repatriation of overseas money coming back, which guess what? That's how GDP works, investment in our economy. So all that $1 trillion came back and was invested in the economy. And so that's why we're doing so well economically.
Kevin, but address the haters and the critics who say bringing that $1 trillion doesn't really matter. It's just making rich people richer. What's the impact of that money coming back because of the corporate rate reduction?
Well, if you think about the haters, what they were actually trying to do is reaffirm how not one single Democrat voted for the bill. And we know the bill actually helped America do very, very well, especially on the world stage. And so I would just like to point out that the global economy hasn't been doing very well. Actually, look at China, and you can see how they've had a slowing GDP. If you overlook in Germany, they're not doing well. Chancellor Merkel's on her way out. If you look at Macron, everyone was wearing yellow vests. So for the U.S. to post the GDP numbers that we have in a slowing global economy really speaks to the effects of the actual policies. And so the haters are trying to say, oh, it didn't work or Americans weren't doing well. Well, Americans have job security. Look at the jobs numbers we're posting every single month. And so I think it's important to note that when this bill came out, you actually saw companies after companies talk about how they're going to give $1,000 bonuses. So from AT&T to Comcast, over 100,000 employees got bonuses. You saw minimum wages being raised at a lot of these companies. Like, for example, Fifth Third Bancorp said, hey, we're going to have a $15 minimum wage across all of our employees. So it was actually put to work for employees as well as into the economy.
And Kevin, what has the impact been on, smaller businesses, medium-sized businesses?
Yeah, this is such a great point, because when you look at the large multinational corporations like IBM, they were paying net effective tax rates of below 20%. But you had small and medium-sized businesses that were subject to 35%. They couldn't compete. So the minute the bill was enacted, you actually saw small and medium-sized businesses hire more people. They redeployed their capital and investments. And so small and medium-sized businesses did very well. That's why you saw the NFIB, which is the National Federation of Independent Businesses, talk about the optimism of their CEOs and how they were hiring more staff and how they were putting it to work. And you know what that led to? That led to consumer confidence as well, because they were getting hired. So that's why the economy's been doing really well. Small and medium-sized businesses were the winners, because once again, think about how Obamacare actually strangled them. The CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, even said it shaved 0.5% of GDP off.
Yeah, Kevin, when you simplify the code and reduce rates, it's the little guys who can now compete because they don't have the armies of accountants and lawyers and others that are able to maneuver the code like the big companies do. Kevin Kelly, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks so much. Happy New Year, everyone.
You too. Thank you.